Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the DeFi Sniperz Collective. We have an amazing AMA here today with Kirk from Speakeasy. We're really excited to hear about his new project, Drinks, and the Drinks token, and what is going on with it right now with the whole Speakeasy platform. So, really excited to have you here today. What's going on with you today, Kirk?
Yo, Crypto Rock. How are you? I'm good. We've just been cranking away over at Speakeasy. We are now fully launched with the protocol that's based on our own native token, which we call Drinks, and it's been going great. The Drinks token has been live for a couple of months, actually, but we were working on a new version of the protocol for it, and the new version of the protocol has only been up. We're in our second week on that, so still relatively new on that version of the protocol, and so far so good.
Yeah, the chart's been absolutely beautiful since day one. You couldn't ask for a more beautiful chart, and things have been going great with the Drinks token. So it's absolutely amazing. And when a team when there's people behind the project that are passionate about what they're doing, that's the results right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's been, really satisfying. We transitioned out of the first version of the Speakeasy protocol was based on BNB, and that ran for about 4 months. And when it was coming to an end, I realized we had already made plans and were introducing the Drinks token. And I thought that there was still a lot of validity in the protocol and in the setup that we had. And so we wanted to transfer and make a version that ran on our native token, even though there are some downsides, of course, to running a native token. I think that we've made some changes to the protocol that help address that. And so from square one, we have an amazing community over there at Speakeasy, and people were very excited and wanted to keep moving forward. And so we launched the token and simultaneously launched a staking contract, which allowed people to buy the token and then stake it for a period of time and earn 60% APR on that. And that gave us a little time to rebuild and retool the Drinks version of the protocol. So people were earning. And so we had a huge, buy-in on that token. And the majority of people that bought it staked it. So, those tokens were locked up. And then when and so what you're seeing in the chart was the beginning of that process. And then, just moving up as we got closer and closer to the time of launching the Drinks version of the protocol, it just exploded right before that large climb you see there is the few days before the protocol launched. And then as the protocol is launched, it sort of stayed in this range that you see on the last, fourth of the chart. So it's great. And we haven't really had, any serious dips yet on the token, but and now we have a huge amount of the token locked into the contract, which is super bullish. There's not a ton of token out there, which is great. So now that we're into the protocol portion of all of this, it's all just about educating our members and new members how to use this version of it, because it's a little different. And so the community's been great.
You're absolutely right. The community behind Speakeasy has been really strong, and I know a lot of the guys in the community, so I can I can attest that there's a lot of great guys over there. So
yeah, so the token is up about 13x in 2 months. So that's never a bad thing, right? Especially in this market. So, and that's the thing. We did have some people that came in that, were just token players that came in at the beginning and have already sold off and done really well, which is fine. But, the vast majority of the holders of the token currently, we're a small project, so most of the people that are holding token are in the protocol and are interested in using it the right way. And so at least at this point, I'm not overly concerned, about the token price really taking a hit because, again, I know who the top 10 wallets are, and they're all friendly to the protocol. And then beyond that, most of the rest of them are staking. And so, we have an opportunity here if we manage this correctly to maintain a price point on the token, so that the goal here is to kind of not worry so much about price appreciation on the token. If that happens, great. But really, if we can maintain a stable price range, then the game is earning more token in the protocol and selling that off to make your gains. So that's what we're really trying to achieve.
That's awesome. It's healthy to have cells in a protocol. You want to. I was in there day one, and with the staking and with everything from the very beginning, and I seen, what people were doing. So it was definitely healthy for the chart, and I think everything that's happened to this point is positive. So it's looking good.
Yeah, sure. Let me, if I can, let me share with everybody the protocol itself. That'll, if unless you got other questions, I can share a little bit about how this is working.
I love your presentation, so I know
this one's much more abbreviated.
But that's okay,
Yeah,
a lot of people probably already know a little bit about what's going on, but it's nice to we'll touch on all the bases and see what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. So most are familiar, and so the basic protocol is the same as the first BNB version. This is what the drinks version looks like, and so we've changed some of the mechanics to the contract, but in essence, it's the same contract. So if you were in the first version and you aren't in this one yet, this will be very familiar to you. But we have changed some stuff. So one of the things that we changed from the first version is that we learned was in the BNB version, you could create a max wallet from day one. In the first version, it was 20 BNB. And so you could go in hard with a max wallet, and then all you were really doing was claiming because you had already maxed out. So we looked at that, and even though it's great to have the volume and have the assets in the protocol, overall, it probably wasn't the best way to approach it. We probably should have made people work a little bit longer to get to max wallet. And so we've done that now in this version. So we have done that by limiting the amount of drinks tokens that you can put into the protocol every week. We had a special when we first launched. It was 10 million the first day only, and then it went down to 5, and now it's at its regular, which is 3 million. So you can put 3 million in to start, and then you can put 3 million in every week thereafter, all the way up to 30 million is now the max wallet in the drinks version. So it's going to take you some time, basically. If you're going for a max wallet, it's going to take you some time to get there. So that kind of levels the playing field out a little bit more for people who aren't playing, with the max bag on that. So once you're into the protocol, basically you're earning, it's a TVL type of a system where you're earning drinks, and the rate that you're earning is based on what NFTs you hold, which is also the same as the original protocol. So we have a system where you have to have what we call a membership key card NFT to even participate in this at all. The same membership key cards that people had for the first version work in this version. We didn't want to, nickel and dime everybody for new NFTs just because we were going to make a new version. So everybody's membership key cards still work in this version. And then we also still have cocktails NFTs in this version, but we have far fewer of them. We ended up having like 10 in the first version. So we only have 3 in this version, and they're level 1, level 2, level 3, as you see over here. And basically also, if you were in the first version and you haven't started with this one, we provided replacement cocktail NFTs for everyone that was in the original protocol at no additional charge. So again, we didn't want people having to pay yet again to participate in this version. But if you're brand new to this right now, you would have to get yourself a membership key card, and then you don't have to get one of these cocktails, but that's the way to get a much larger APR. We also have a new thing called the wildcard NFT, which is basically just like another cocktail. You can't stack these cocktails, so you can't have 2 level 3s or one of each, but you can have one of the cocktails and the wild card. You can, so it's stackable. So that gives you yet another boost to the APRs. The way that we're working the APRs is also different in this version. In the previous version, as you remember, each cocktail had a APR associated with it, going from as low as 0.25 a day all the way up to a full 1% a day with our old-fashioned cocktail. The way we're doing it this time is the APRs are variable on a weekly basis. These change, all 4 of these rates that you're seeing. This is the current APRs paying on each one of the 4 you see here. But every Friday we announce what the new ones are going to be, and then on Saturday, which is our main rollover day, they switch, and so they'll be changed for the next week. And we move them around also to sort of like create incentives in certain classes when people have that. So it gives us some ability to reward in a way, but it also potentially gives us the ability to cut back some if we need to. Because one of the things that was happening as the contract was winding down in the BNB version, we had members going, well, I'd be willing to take less, if it helps to keep the protocol going longer. And I'm like, well, we don't have that ability in the contract to dial it back. So we've now have that ability if we need it. So we can promote on one side and we can cut back on the other. So, so far it's worked really well. And people are understanding it and liking it. So bottom line is, when you have your membership key card plus your cocktail, and then if you want the wild card as well, whatever you have makes up your total APR. And you can see that here on this My Daily Boost number. So in the case this wallet has right now is currently paying out at 1.56%. And so that changes from week to week, even when you're holding the same NFTs, just because the rates will change. So you're earning off of your TVL, and so then it's accumulating rewards down here in the My Rewards area. So this is also pretty similar to the first version, except for the fact that we've added one new feature that I think is important. And in the first version, you just had the option to let it ride, which is our version of compounding, or cash out, which is our version of claiming. So you could only do one or the other. And then the only time you could add more drinks to your bag in here was if you did a let it ride. All that function still works exactly the same, but we have added this area, which is the withdrawal reinvest options. So now, instead of doing an all or nothing, you can do a percentage. These buttons represent the percentage that you want to claim versus reinvest. So for instance, if I hit 25, that's going to be a withdrawal of 25% of this reward, and then 75% goes back in, is compounded. So you have a little bit more freedom in terms of setting up your own strategy for claiming and compounding. And of course, with a contract like this, that's the name of the game. Again, we were talking about community earlier. The community has to participate and has to work the system the way it's intended, or it gets into trouble. So, of course, it's your token, your contract, so you can do whatever you want. We've given you those options. But what we're recommending as a best practice for the protocol is to use the 25% withdraw function. So in other words, each week, our contract only rolls over once a week. You only interact with it once a week, not every day. So when your weekly rollover comes, which is this timer bar right here, you get to the end of the week, then you can decide what to do. And so what we're saying is, if you want to pick a claiming option, pick the 25%. You can compound 100% if you want. You can claim 100% if you want. But what we're recommending for the health of the protocol is to use this 25/75. This is also helpful because you can't get as many drinks into the contract as you could with the BNB version. So it's a way to help you build to a max bag as well. So that's the process of working the contract every week. Everybody's probably pretty familiar with this type of contract and how that works. So there's nothing like revolutionary there or anything, but it's just we've made some improvements. Now, what is completely new to this version of the contract. And what I'm the most excited about is what we're calling the exchange. And here's the idea behind this. Because we have a native token, I remember I mentioned earlier there are some downsides to the native token, and one of the downsides is you can get a run on that. You can get FUD going or whatever, or a big bag sells and people freak out, and that creates, a panic sell type of situation. And there's not anything we can really do about that. That's still a risk for us as a protocol. But what we are taking, we're using the two things in combination. So most of our token is locked up in the TVL contract, right? So that is a big benefit and helps with this reduction of a bank run kind of a situation. But we wanted to try to do more than that, and keep the sell pressure off of the token as much as possible. So what we did is we created this thing we call the exchange, which is basically a self-serve OTC. And so what we've done is, in the time that we were working all this time between the two versions, we have been running special NFT programs and various things to generate and create a treasury of USDT, which is our stable token pair with the drinks token. And so what we're doing here is basically this: we're putting USDT into this exchange contract. And that's what you see right here. So for instance, right now there's $370.43 in USDT sitting available in the contract. And then this is the live current price of the drinks token, as you would see it over on the chart. So what you do when you take your 25% out, we want people to put their rewards that they've earned into the exchange. And what you do there is, when you do this and you approve it and deposit it, basically it stakes those drinks tokens for 30 days, but instantly does a conversion of the value of those drinks tokens at the time you click the button. So whatever this price is and how many ever drinks you're putting in, it basically takes that amount of USDT and locks it for you with your wallet. We can't touch it. We can't do anything. And it's real USDT. It just takes it and it locks it for 30 days and puts it down here in your active area. So like you see here, there's a one for $9.34. And then the timer starts counting down. So you get that value, and plus you get a 5% reward on top of the amount as a way to compensate and reward for staking it for 30 days. So this basically keeps that sell off of the open market. So we're saying, if you're willing to take your rewards and put them in the exchange, we will pay you out in USDT stable plus 5% in 30 days. And it is a locked value, so you don't have to worry. We're not saying we're out earning it. No, hopefully we have the money to pay you in 30 days. No. If there aren't available funds here, then the exchange is not on and it's not working. So there has to be available funds here, and there has to be enough to cover whatever your sell is. And then if so, it's locked up for you instantly, so you don't have to worry about it. And so you're supporting the protocol by not selling your drinks on the open market, and you're also getting a little bit of a reward for that, and you're getting it all back in a stable coin. So this is really intended for the rewards only. What we don't want to have happen is have people buy a huge bag of drinks on the open market and then put them all in the exchange, because that will eat up the treasury that we have. Now, can we stop that? No, right now we can't stop it. We're trying to do it through education, and so far so good. But we're also going to not keep a lot of funds available for just that reason. So, this funds available number will get boosted up once a week usually, because we get the most people rolling over on Saturday, because that was our launch day. But we'll keep an eye on it, and we'll try to keep enough in there to make it work for everybody's smaller 25% claims, but not for a huge bag. If this doesn't work out and we have people just taking advantage of it, then we will make some changes that will make that not possible. I just didn't want to do that from the very beginning. And I'm not really sure that necessarily for a small 5% reward, it's going to be worth it for a lot of people to tie up a huge bag for 30 days. So we'll see how that plays out. But we have some things that we can do if that becomes an issue, because we really believe in the concept of having this. So all of these things in concert, work to create basically the way, I forgot that graphic. I don't have it. Sorry. the way that we want to set this up. Let me grab this graphic real quick. I just created it. I don't want to show it. Hold on, sorry. Go ahead, and if you have a question for me while I find this.
No, not at all. I'm actually, to be honest with you, I didn't know a lot about that. I was on the DApp and I was looking and I kind of didn't understand it. So now that you explained it, I was kind of just sitting back and learning and listening. But for sure, man.
Yeah, so here's basically the way it works. Everything I just explained. This is, how we say to work the system. You get your NFTs, you buy your initial drinks. You can buy those on our DApp. We have a burn swap DApp that they created for us here. So you can buy it here, and it burns a little bit of the token, 0.5%. You can turn that off if you want, or you can buy it on PCS. You can buy it on PancakeSwap. Either way. So you're buying that. Then you make your initial deposit. And then, like I'm saying, you do use the 2575 claim compound option once a week. And then you place that 25% into the exchange, which locks it up for those 30 days. So then if you're doing this and you do it every week, then after 30 days, when your first stake comes unlocked, right, you'll have 4 of these here in the active area, and the first one's going to unlock. And so from that point forward, after 30 days, you will be then getting an income stream in USDT every week after you do that for 4 weeks, basically for 30 days. So that's how we want people to take their rewards, is to use the exchange and use this circular system to get their rewards, rather than taking the drinks out and just selling them on the open market. So this is what we're putting in place in terms of a mechanic to try to help support the token price. Because like I said, what we want to try to do is keep that as stable as we can. Obviously, there's going to be ups and downs, and people aren't going to listen to us or care, and they're going to go and just sell it on the market. We know that. But if the majority of the community is working it the way it's supposed to be worked, then I think that'll have a powerful positive impact on the overall token price.
I think that's a great idea, and I think the 30-day lockup's not too long, but it's long enough to really help with the sustainability of the project.
Yeah, and and the thing of it is that for the people that are doing it, they understand why we're doing it. And technically we don't really need the staking time, because again, we're not using those funds. We're not like taking the drinks and investing them or doing anything with them. We could give it to you the same day, but the reason we're doing the 30-day stake again is to try to limit the amount of people that are going to use this for not its intended purpose. So that's really the main reason, because again, all of this is quote unquote guaranteed money. The minute that you make this thing, it is there and it's locked in with your wallet address on it, so nobody can get to it. So you're not going to not get your USDT out. So we just wanted to make it as much as we could to just work for the protocol, and hopefully people won't abuse it, and we'll just use it for what it's intended for. And so we have, like I said, we have been working in the background to generate revenue. And one of the ways that we're doing that is through this NFT program that we have called the Drinks Exchange NFT, which is supporting the exchange. So basically what we're doing is selling these NFTs at these 3 amounts. And we're taking the USDT that people are paying for these, and we are investing that, and that's very similar to also what we did in the first version of the protocol. So then we're investing that, and we're sharing the rewards that we get with the holders, and then also our treasury. And so that's how we're building up USDT in the treasury to keep refunding the exchange, so that we don't have to buy, or we don't have to sell token on the open market either in order to fund it. We're trying to fund it outside of doing that. So again, even less sell pressure. And so the way these work, there's still some available in the first rollout of this. We're going to do probably several different campaigns on this, but the way we're doing this is we're offering a 20% per month return on it based on the value. So if you had a $100 one, you'd be getting $20 a month back on it, up to a max payout of 2x. So once you hit 200, then it's over. So we've sold quite a few of these, but there are still some available if anybody's interested in having an investment that you own a little part of a bank, so to speak. So that's how we've been doing that all along, and have raised a fair amount of money, to keep our exchange up and running.
Wow, that's really awesome, and that just shows the power of the community behind the project. So you're always going to have one or two people to abuse things, but like I said, for the majority, the project, the people that are involved are, you have a really good community over there.
Yeah, man. That's the best part, and that's what you need, right? I mean, it's like, sure, we're all trying to do DeFi to make money, and that is the entire point. But I think we all know, and you and I have talked about this at length, that the concept of DeFi and the community aspect of it is what I'm the most interested in, because I think it's the only way that it succeeds long term. And, everybody wants to win, of course. And I'm not suggesting, that anybody sacrifice, or anything. But at the same time, in order for these types of things to work, especially this kind of thing with a native token, we have to have community support. We have to have community working the protocol as it was designed, and we have to have community talking about the protocol to other people so that, we continue to grow. So, all of those things are critically important. This is just code on the internet other than the community. And so, without the community, this is absolutely nothing. So that's super important.
Well said, man. Well said. So,
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Like, how can, so let's say someone who wasn't involved in the original, Speakeasy, how can they get involved in this? Can you give like a simple breakdown on what are the steps? Because some people look at stuff and they say, well, they're so used to just hitting a single button to get involved into a project. This takes a couple more steps. Can you give us a breakdown of like simple noob style, like exactly how and what would be the process to get invested today if you're a new investor?
Yeah. So not only that, but we're also going to be doing something we've never done before with you and the DeFi Sniperz team. Is we're going to offer a package of everything that you need, so you can just say, yeah, I want that, and then we will airdrop everything that you need except for the tokens, meaning the NFTs and stuff, to you. And we've come up with a really good discounted price, which I'll give you in just a second. But I can show you how the system works. Basically, again, what you need first is one of our membership key cards. And you could get that on our main Speakeasy website, which is different than the drink site. They're two different sites. And you would come up here, and the way that we're doing that is we're selling those on the on an NF Trade, which is our NFT partner. And so basically the price of that is 0.1 BNB. So I don't know what that is right now, $30, $25 maybe. But the way we've done it is we wanted the ability, since there were people in the first version and some people had bought extra key cards and stuff. So we didn't want to give those people no opportunity if they wanted to get rid of some of their NFTs. So we put this on the secondary market instead of making this a mint. So you can you can click there and you can go to our NF Trade page, and you can see that people are selling them for less than the 0.1 that the Treasury is selling them for. So right now you could get one for 0.06. So that's almost half. So that's pretty good. So the first thing you need to do, or you would need to do if you don't buy one of these packages, is come over here and get one of these. Then you need to decide if you want to get a cocktail. And those, let's talk about how you would get those. Here are the three cocktails that we talked about, the level 1, level 2, and level 3. Now, each one of these has a boost range. So like on the first one, you see it's from 0.10 to 0.40. daily APR, and that one costs 25 USDT. Then you go up to 50 USDT for the 2, and the 0.3 to 0.7, and up to the number 3 at 75.6 1.0 is the ranges. Now, again, we determine the ranges every week, so it will fall somewhere within this range, but sometimes it might be on the low end, and sometimes it might be maxed. So you can get one of these, or we also offer a random mint option. These are mints. You don't buy these on the secondary exchange. Or we offer a random mint option for 35. And what that is based on these odds right here, 60%, 30%, 10%, is what you're going to get. You're going to get what you get for 35. But the odds are pretty good because if you look at the pricing, 2 out of the 3 are more than 35 USDT. So if you add this up, it's 60-40, that 40% chance you're going to get something worth more than what you paid for it if you use the random mint. So basically, you just click on any one of these cocktails, and this is our minting page. And you just, after you connect your wallet, you just open this up, and here's everything. So there's level 1, level 2, level 3, or you want to do the random. And so you select what you want. And then finally, there's the wild card NFT. And that you mint from there. But the way that works, that's 100 USDT. And the range is from 0.25 all the way up to a full 1%. And again, this is not in replacement of a cocktail. This is on top of a cocktail. So basically, if you had not everything, if you had your membership key card, you had the level 3 NFT and the wild card, you could get, if we had max on the rate of everything, the max that you could potentially earn would be 2.25% a day. Now, that's not going to happen very often, frankly, but we will do that from time to time, as a promotion, those kinds of things. But, we have to look at all the things. But that is what the possible max is, which is also a bit more than what was in the first version. But realistically, you're going to average, if you have all the heavier stuff, you're probably going to be more in the average of 1.5. It'll average out to that because sometimes it might be up to the max, but then other times it might be below that. So that is how you get into the protocol. So once you have these NFTs, then again, you need to buy your token and then come into the contract. But what we're going to be doing is offering a package, and I couldn't quite finish the graphic before we got on here, but I will get it done and then like 30 minutes, within 30 minutes after we're off, and we'll post it to your group. And we're going to offer packages where you can say, I want to get in with the level 1 or 2 or 3, and I want to add the wild card. And these will be discounted pricing, which I do have. I don't have to show, but I have it. So in other words, the way this works is, if you want to get in with the level 1, that a level 1 and an MKC is $35 through the DeFi Sniperz. So that's a little bit less than you could buy it for here on the open market right now. The level 2 NFT package is the membership key card and the level 2. That's 60 USDT. So again, a little bit less than buying it here plus buying the other one. And then finally, the last one is the level 3, which will be $85 for the package. So it's a little bit of cost savings, but it's also a lot of convenience because if you just make the deposit, then we will airdrop all this stuff to you and you don't have to worry about any of that. And then if you want to get the wild card added to any of those packages, that's also 10% off. So that would be $90 USDT instead of 100 USDT. So we'll be able to offer a little bit of savings to anybody in your group that wants to come in on this and make it easy. So basically, we'll just airdrop you your NFTs. So all you have to do is go buy your token and start working the protocol.
Yeah, I was really excited when you told me about the DeFi Sniperz community discount. So I was really excited. We'll get that posted up in the group, and anybody that's interested in getting in that needs the NFTs and the starter package, you can either DM me or you can post in the group or tag myself or Kurt, and we'll be more than happy to get you guys taken care of.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I know because there's like a couple of steps with our protocol to get it all done. So, this will make that easier to where you can just get your token and start rocking and rolling and start earning. So, I'm excited about it too. Hopefully we get a nice response to it.
Yeah, and I think something else that's really awesome too that you know, you can also, you can take your tokens, correct, and you can still stake them in the drink staking protocol, correct?
Actually, no. The staking contract is still open, but only for withdrawals. Um, because what we want is people putting their drinks into the protocol. So this was a sort of a placeholder until we got the protocol done. So if you do have drinks staked in here, you can still take them out, but you can't put drinks in it. What we want you to do is put those drinks into the protocol. We're also going to be, this is a little bit of alpha, we're also going to be launching sometime this month a farm that will allow you to LP your drinks with stable token or BNB. And that's another use case for the drinks outside of the protocol. So we're going to be announcing more on that soon to give people another place to put it. So if you don't want to lock it up in the protocol, you can stake it in a farm and earn both tokens. So we're going to be doing that soon too.
I think that's a fantastic idea. It gives people, the flexibility and it adds more utility to the project. And, why not take your rewards, pair them up with some, stable and put them in the farm and keep earning. Why not,
Yeah, right. It's a great way to support the protocol and your own bag. Because again, if everybody learns how to, use the tools in front of them, we can keep that price point reasonable, so that you can earn enough token and make money that way, and just keep rinsing and repeating. That's obviously the idea. So, obviously this isn't the first contract that's of its kind like this in some ways, but and so you look at it and go, well, they have a limited lifespan potentially, and that is true. But what we're trying to do, the whole concept, I should go back and say the whole concept of Speakeasy from the very beginning was, can we take an ROI type of contract and make it more sustainable? Can that be done? And so that's what we're really about. We're trying different things. We're experimenting. We're innovating. We're moving DeFi forward, hopefully in a positive way. And you're in a protocol that you're not going to get rugged and all that kind of stuff. Do we guarantee anything? Of course not, except for that. We're not going to steal your money. So we're trying to do these things that can hopefully move things forward. Sure. Is it better to get in early? Of course, that's always a thing. We're trying to reduce that as much as possible. Like just the fact that we've radically changed the max wallet situation where it's going to take anybody, somewhere in the range of 6 to 9 weeks to build a max wallet. That levels the playing field quite a bit for other people coming in and having time to earn out, right? So we're doing all the things that we've learned from our own project, but also other projects to try to make this as sustainable as possible. And so who knows what that actually means. But the more buy-in we have from the community and using it the way that we're trying to set it up, the more likely that is. So, we're just doing everything we can to, make it a good experience. And, we had the vast majority of people ROI or beyond in the first version. And, we're trying to do the same or better, obviously, even in this version. So, that's the whole game here.
Yeah, man. And I think you're really onto something because it's really been consistent over the last couple months since the token is launched. And, with all these new added features to the contract and variability, things like that will all add to the contract and will add to the longevity of the project. So I think it's really amazing what you guys are doing.
Oh, thanks, man. I should also note that just for people who don't know anything about the token at all, the token is not inflationary, it's deflationary. We minted 1 billion tokens to start with, and we can't mint any more. And the Treasury currently holds well over 50% of those tokens, that haven't even seen the light of day yet. So, there isn't a ton of token out there, like I said at the top, to sell. So that's one reason why the price has stayed pretty stable. The other reason is, like I said, the staking contract, when that came in, we had 250 million token in the staking contract. Almost everything we sold went into the staking contract, which is crazy and so great. And, again, like we've been saying, a reflection on the community, understanding and being excited about coming into the protocol. And the last time I looked, we've got, 100 and something million in the protocol now. The reason there isn't more is because we've limited how much you can put in. So, but people are still holding them, right? They're not selling them. They're holding them to put them in over time, because you don't see any huge sales, and dips in this chart. What does that mean? That means people are holding their token because they want to put it into the protocol, even when we've limited their ability to do that. So I think it's pretty bullish as far as I can tell. So, I don't have all the answers, but it does seem pretty bullish at this point.
It really does. So, like I said, you'll work on that package for the DeFi Sniperz, and we'll get that out to the community, which will be really awesome. And like I said, if anybody's interested, you can either DM me, tag us in the group, whatever you guys need. For anyone that missed the beginning of the AMA, because I've seen people trickling in, this was recorded, so you'll be able to get all the information you guys need.
Yeah, we'll put in the pin. We have a dedicated deposit gateway on Speakeasy, so we'll be using that for this. So all you'll need to do is connect your wallet. It only takes USDT, which is our stable token. So once you get the graphic up, we'll pin a link so you're going to the right place. And then you just deposit the amount of USDT for the package that you want. Once we get that, we'll know that you've ordered, and we'll send to that same wallet all the NFTs that you need to get started.
That's great. I think the way you have it set up is perfect.
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm looking forward to having some more DeFi Sniperz people over there.
Cool. What other things do you want to go over? I've learned a lot of stuff today. Like I said, I had no idea about, some of the details.
Yeah. No, I know. It's a lot. I think I'm pretty sure I've covered everything that I wanted to talk about. I don't know if you want to do the question and answer thing. I'm happy to do that if people have any questions. But I think that pretty much goes over everything I wanted to cover. Oh, and one other thing, if you are interested in this program, in the Drinks Exchange NFT program, basically what you would want to do is come into our Telegram channel and ask about it, or DM me, and I can give you how we're selling these. You can't just buy them off of the open market. We're airdropping them. So if you are interested in one of these, that would be great. Also, if you're coming into the protocol, it's a great way to support the protocol that you're coming into and earn at the same time. So if you're interested in that, just reach out to me.
Awesome, man. Anybody have any questions? Feel free. You can either ask them here in the VC, or you can type them in down in the chat. Usually you're pretty thorough, Kurt. You don't leave much room for questions.
I know, and I got it in under an hour, too. That's amazing for me.
Good.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, if there's not any questions, I would just say, I really am excited to hopefully have some of your community, take part in this. And, we have been talking together for quite a while now. And, I really I've been a part of, the Wolf Pack on your side of things and have a bunch of different wallets that are still in Wolf and, trying to figure all that out. But I have always appreciated the community that you've built and the information that I've gotten from the Wolf Pack, DeFi Sniperz Wolf Pack. And so whether it's this project or something else that we do together or something, I would love to, not only continue, but strengthen the relationship between the two communities. Because I think almost everybody I see in either area are really, have their heads screwed on straight about all of this. So I would love that.
Sounds good, Kurt. It's always a pleasure having you here. Anybody, questions, anything, feel free. You can always tag Kurt here, or you can always go over to the Speakeasy Telegram community and get over there. So,
yeah, and
I'll post all the links as well for everything that we need. I'll post the Telegram community, everything.
Yeah, I will DM you the graphic and the link and everything here in the next, half hour, and so we can get that up for everybody.
Cool. I think we'll wrap it up then, man. We had a good time. Anytime I can walk away from an AMA where I've learned something, it's been a good experience. I've had AMAs where I've been left just scratching my head, just wondering what just happened.
Yeah,
but
no, I know. It's pretty funny. So yeah, we're getting our act together and taking it on the road here. So
that's it. I appreciate you coming by, and I really want to thank the community again, because like we talked about earlier, you cannot do what we're doing in DeFi without a strong community behind it. So we appreciate all the support for Speakeasy. We appreciate all the support for the DeFi Sniperz Collective, and we're going to do our best to merge those two communities into something strong. And, we've been, like I said, me and Kurt been in contact for a long time. It's really time to, bring out the best things we possibly can to the community. So thanks for being here, Kurt. Thanks for everyone for joining in, taking time out of your busy schedule. Give us about a half hour and I'll check back in and we'll get some stuff posted for the DeFi Sniperz. I guess it's called the, what's the name of the package? Like a starter package for everyone?
Yeah.
Perfect. So we'll get that all posted up. So appreciate everybody being here. Have a great day.
Cheers. Bye.